Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Cactus Bath. Just wanted to make a quick tutorial video on a sound that you find in minimal, kind of techie, atmospheric drum and bass. Wasn't really able to find too many tutorials on it when I was looking for them, but anyway, I managed to work it out for myself, and this is the sound that we're gonna be making today. It sounds like this. So yeah, kind of that like smooth, hollow, force field whale sounding type of deal. Anyway, I'm gonna get rid of this audio track. Don't need it. Don't need this audio track either. And we're gonna do this in operator. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag an operator into the MIDI track, and we're also going to make a MIDI clip. Control Shift M after you've selected it, or you can, just do that. So we need some note information in there. I'm gonna go ahead and go with D0, and a nifty little trick that I learned is that if you just draw one note in and click legato, it just makes it the whole full length of the MIDI clip, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, the reason I've chosen D is because sound systems, especially like if you're, like playing a live show on a big sound system in a club, D, E, F, and G are the notes that really slam on the sub bass. I think I heard Slink say pitches love the D, so yeah, I read a lot of tunes and with those as my lower end notes. Anyway, we've got the operator in there. We haven't done anything to it yet, and we're gonna just first make sure that it is completely in FM mode, which means that you've selected this little guy here with the 4 going in a row, and that means that each of these are called operators, and that means that this is the one that is actually pushing audio out to our master. This one is not. It is just modulating what's happening to this one. And this one is modulating this one. This one is modulating this one. We're only using 3 of these right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and disable that. The volume's all the way down, so it doesn't even matter, but whatever. So yeah, first thing I'm going to do is set up my operators. And for this one, I'm going to go ahead and stick with the sine wave. And I'm going to turn the fine up to the fine tuning up to something like 20, and I'm going to make the coarse 2. What that means is it's a little detuned, and so it's going to give us kind of a phasing movement that we want, and that's like kind of the key of all re-space design, is that detune. But that's all we're going to do there. And then we're going to move to our third one, and we are also going to leave that as a sine wave. And we're going to take our fine up to like something like 18. You kind of want to just move that around until the phase actually, like, it suits you. But usually that's going to work pretty well. The coarse here is also going to be 2. And that's really all we're going to do in the operator. Very basic, very straightforward. So yeah, from there what we want to do is we want to split it into its separate frequencies, and we achieve that by dropping an audio effect rack on there, opening it up, and there's a couple different ways to do this. The way I'm going to do it is the quick and easy way. It's not really the best way, but it is functional, and it's what we're going to do. So anyway, I'm going to take a multi-band dynamics effect from the audio effects, and I am going to duplicate it 3 times. Well, I'm going to duplicate it twice so that we have 3. And I am going to go ahead and rename these. Find it's kind of a good idea to just keep everything tidy. So when you go back to it later after you've forgotten all the crap you did to it, it's all just labeled. Yeah, so high, mid, low. We probably don't have that much high-end information in this one at this point. Oh, I forgot. This is what our sound is sounding like now. Very, very minimal. What we actually need to do here is raise the level of these so they actually start affecting that sine wave. I'm going to say probably something like -20, -19 is going to be about what we're looking at. And yeah, there we go. You see it gives us that that movement. So for the third operator is going to be what we're going to be automating later to really give it the, you know, the articulations and the movements that we want. And that's going to end up sounding like this. That's the basis of our sound. So anyway, back to splitting it up. Sorry about that. High means we're just going to solo the high. Mid, we're going to solo the mid. And the low, we're going to solo that too. So that means that this channel is just pushing out the low. This channel is just pushing out the mid. This channel is just pushing out the high. Now I am going to do something else on the low. I'm going to drop a utility in there right in front of the multiband dynamic. And I'm going to take the width down to 0. And we're doing that because we don't want any stereo in our sub. We want it going just right down the middle. You don't really want to add too much effects on your sub sound. Sometimes you can put a saturator on there just to kind of warm it up a little bit, but that's about it. You want it to be mono, right down the middle, unaffected. The mid is where we're gonna make our magic happen. And the first thing I'm gonna drop on there is a saturator. I'm gonna go ahead and change this to a sinoid fold, and I'm gonna just turn the drive up just a little bit. We're not really trying to go crazy here. We're just trying to kind of warm it up a little bit. So this is what it sounds like with the saturator. This is what it sounds like without the saturator. So it's not doing too much. It's just warming it up just a little bit. Maybe we can push the drive a little harder. Without. Anyway, we're just kind of warming it up, making it a little thicker. So the next thing, and this is one of the most important parts of this sound, is the chorus. And I'm actually just going to not do a single thing to it at all. It's just going to be left in its default mode. And that's going to give our sound a little bit more space and a little bit more movement and a lot more nuance. And that's going to sound like this. Much better. Without, with. I might turn the dry wet up a little bit. Yeah, so now we're starting to get that kind of moving around sound that's sort of ominous and techy and force field like. But we're not done yet. I'm going to go ahead and drop a flanger on there. And all I'm going to do here is just kind of pull this delay time and feedback down pretty fiercely. Because I don't want it to be doing too much to the sound. I just want it to just kind of add another little layer of texture there. So at that point, I want it to be just a little bit more warmer. And again, one of the keys with neurobass is you don't really want to. I mean, depending, sometimes you do, but like you don't really want one single effect to just like dramatically mangle the sound. It's really about building a lot of effects onto it that are all doing their part, doing a little bit, rather than just like mangling it with a saturator or overdrive or something. So anyway, this one is going to be a wave shaper. I'm going to go ahead and open up that window so I can edit the wave shaping parameters. And the only thing I'm going to do here is bring this curve up to about like 5 or so. You know, just in that range. And this is our sound that we're working with now. Again, we can go and sort of. We're really starting to get that sound. Now, it's definitely possible to go too high on that. But yeah, that is basically our sound. I'm going to go ahead and group this, Control-G, Command-G if you're on a Mac. Drag all of it in so I have a nice tidy little instrument rack, and I can go ahead and macro this this level knob to here, and right, map. And then that way I can, you know, if I open this up later and I'm like, what am I supposed to like automate here? Like, what was I doing? The fact that this is a macro tells me that it's very likely that that's something that should be automated. So I'm going to draw in some automations. I find with this type of sound, like long, slow is good, but that's purely going to be up to you and what this sound's role in your track is going to be, and how it fits in with all the other sounds. But that's going to sound like this. So that's basically our sound here. You know, I think we could probably stick a glue compressor on there. Just turn the make up a little bit just to like really thicken it up. I don't want to go too crazy with that. Possibly the soft clip. It's gonna widen us out a bit. I think we went a little too high on this automation here. So I'm gonna go back into there, and I'm gonna lower that down a little bit. Now, if we want, when we have the map enabled, we could actually just lower our max here so that we can go, you know, we can go all the way up and down with our automation without really worrying about that. From there, you probably want to resample it, maybe add some more effects to it later, mess with the pitches. That's a whole different thing. Another thing you can do is you can enable the pitch envelope, do something like drop this way down to 48 and turn the pitch envelope up to 100, and that's going to kind of give you a more percussive punch at the beginning of the sound, and that's gonna sound like this. See how it has that kind of a boom. But yeah, that's the basis of the sound, and you know, you're always going to want to go ahead and make these sounds your own, add more effects to it. You know, just kind of take what I've shown you here and use it as a starting point to do something unique and interesting that fits in with your own personal style. Just for funsies, I'll show you the tune that I'm making using this sound right now. This is just going to be a short little clip of it. I'm going to unwarp it because I don't want it to be warped. Yeah, and that's going to sound like this. Alright, thanks for watching. Working on a new album, so be looking out for that. And yeah, have a good day, everybody. Hope this was a little bit helpful.